Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review Clue. Today we have one of the brand new ESKUTE bikes. Here we've got the Polluno and the Netuno, and what we're going to be doing is attaching the brand new screen to this bike. So currently we've got the older screen on here. This is the one that came with it, and though it is nice, the new screen does have some controls along the side to allow us to go up and down our assistance levels without having to fiddle about the screen. So today is just going to be a guide on how we're going to be doing this. Of course, you are going to need a Polluno or a Netuno bike. It will only work with these two. You're also going to need one of these little screens here. This is the new screen, and you'll know it's new because you've got the buttons on the side. You're also going to need an Allen key and a screwdriver. These two should come in the box when you purchase the bike. Okay, so we've got our screen here. The first thing we're going to need to do is pull off the little bung. This should be fairly easy to get out, but you might need to find some way to pick at it. Under there we have a little screw. What we're going to need to do is take our Allen key and twist it lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So take it to the left. There we go, nice and easy there. And we're just going to keep going until we've got the whole screen out. Of course, while we're working on this, it is also worth just unscrewing the screen and taking off the little plug here. It's just the little green one and should just be unplugged before we start any of this. So let's just keep going to get this little screw out. The next two that we're going to need to work on are the two here. There's one on the left and one on the right as well. Once again, just twisting around to the left until we can take the whole handlebar off. And same on the other side. Is we can just pull the whole handlebar up, being a little bit careful not to lose any of the screws that we have inside. Pulling out the long screw there that just goes through the middle of the unit. And what we're going to see is lots of smaller screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, one on the inside there as well. We're going to need to take each of those out individually, and the screen should just pull away. We're of course going to try not to lose these screws, so I'm going to just find a little box for them, because they are always useful to keep for later. You should have received all new screws with your screen, so it's not to worry too much if you do lose any of them. And I'll come back to you once all these screws have been undone. So after unscrewing the ones that I had underneath there, I have noticed that there are a few more that you're going to need to do. In order to do that, you're actually going to have to unscrew the handlebars as well. So on the front of the bike, you've got 4 more of these Allens just to take out. And this will allow you to completely take away the handlebars, and you will find 2 more hidden screws attaching the screen down. So let me unscrew all of these and I'll show you exactly where they are. Okay, so now we've got the handlebars out of the way, the screen literally just lifts straight up. There actually weren't any more screws underneath. You're just going to pull it up to reveal your metal casing there. We can now safely get rid of this screen and bring in our other one. So you're going to notice that currently this isn't going to fit through that small hole. So what we're going to need to do is take our little connector here, just give it a bit of a pull to release it. There we go. We've got a nice sea blue one there. So I'm going to pop that on the floor for the moment and try not to tread on it as we place 1, 2 wires through the bottom here. And give it a push down. We're now basically just going to do the reverse of what we did before and screw everything back in place. So let's do that. Okay, so now all 4 of those screws are put in. We can push our screen back on, and we're going to need the 1 screw again here to go just into the middle and screwed back in. Okay, so we've got that screw back in there. Just going to tighten it until it won't tighten anymore. Perfect. Do the same with the 2 at the front just to secure the handlebars in place. But obviously we're going to want to make sure that it's facing directly forward and the wheel is also facing forwards, so about there. Then we can safely tighten up the handlebars. And of course, finally, we're just going to reattach the handlebar, and then we can look at reattaching the little controller. So let's do that. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is take our little green wire here and attach that, making sure that we are just attaching it in the correct orientation, giving it a push, and the same with our blue one. So we've got one blue end here and the other blue end on our little screen, just making sure that they are aligned, giving them a push, and we're done. Now for the screen, it's as simple as just unscrewing the little screw here, placing it where you want it, orienting it on the left or the right hand side of the bike, screwing in the bottom, and then we're done and we can test it out. So now we've got our little controller here. What we can do is, if we hold down the power button, you're going to see the screen jumps into life, and we can use the up and the downs to move between our levels much easier than we could with the previous screen. It really is that simple to get set up with the new controller for the ESKUTE Polluno and Netuno. If you do have any questions, let me know in the comments section down below and I'll be sure to help you out in any way that I can.